Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The following story that you are going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. Yo, Africa. The message reads like this. Hello, my brother. How are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My brother, I used to be a prophet, but now I do not have any energy at all to go down on my knees and to pray to God. I used to help a lot of people, but now I can't do anything. I can't do anything at all because I have so much guilt because of the things that me, my sister, my mother, and my family did to this innocent man. This man, he was working in South Africa and he had a very nice job. At that time, my sister just called me and she said that she wanted to go to South Africa. Initially, what had happened was that this sister of mine, she was staying with her husband and they had kids together with her husband. So one day she said, "Dear brother, this is what I am going through. Your in-law, my husband, has said that he wants to get married. He wants a second wife." I then said, "What are you going to do?" She then said, "I am still too young. I cannot be in this polygamous marriage with my husband. Please, if you have any money, give me so that I can start a small business." We then told her that it is far much better that you go and stay with mom back in the village. If we get anything, we will try to support you. Then my sister went and she started staying with my mother back in the village. She then met this other guy, and when they met, my sister then said, "Dear brother, I am now going to South Africa." And when she went there to South Africa, she started staying with this guy. When my sister went and then she returned back home, it was less than a month, and we were like, "God has blessed you. What kind of a job do you have there in South Africa whereby you are able to raise so much money, to buy so much groceries and return back home with a lot of money like this?" Then she said, "God has indeed blessed me because I have finally found a man that loves me." As we were speaking, my brother, that was when I realized that indeed this guy, he was not rich. He didn't have like a great job, but this guy, he was earning a lot of money. At that time, my sister then told me and she said, "Dear brother, I know that you help a lot of people and God uses you whenever you are praying for people. Can you also pray for me?" I said, "What do you want from me, sister?" And she said that at that time, this man, he wanted to buy a vehicle. So the guy had some money that he had in his room. So my sister wanted me to pray for her, to do some prayers for her. And these were not like your nice prayers. Those were the kind of prayers like you go back to senders, the ones that can make someone to do some stuff that they don't want to do. So I then went into the mountains. My brother. I was not eating anything throughout that time when I was praying and staying in the mountains. I was just roasting some maize grains and just drinking some water throughout that time that I was in the mountain. Then the Spirit of the Lord spoke with me. The Spirit of the Lord, when it spoke with me, it said, "For me to assist you, for me to assist your sister, you need to have some personal items of this man so that the man can be controlled by your sister." Then I told my sister that this is what the Spirit had told me. I then said to my sister, make a plan, give me some of his personal clothes. At that time, that was when my sister said, "How about we make a plan whereby you lie to my man that mom back home is not okay, so that the guy can give me some money, and when I return back home, I will take some of his clothes and you can use them for the prayers." After I had spoken with the husband, then I said, "You guys, you can come back together. You can come to Zim because we want to see you." This boyfriend of my sister said, "But we have not yet met officially. We have not done the lobola negotiations. This is a taboo for me to come and meet you because I am staying with your sister and this is not according to our African law because I have not paid for her bride price." I then said, "Do not worry, my brother-in-law, do not worry because things change, culture does change. Just come, we'll make a plan." Because the Spirit had told me that I had to watch where he had stepped and I was supposed to take some soil at the place where he had stepped so that I can mix it and give it to my sister and my sister can cook using those prayers, cook some food for him, and she will start controlling him. Then my sister and her boyfriend, they came back home. When they came back home, they started staying at our village, and then they were staying with my mother's brother. The reason as to why we wanted him close, it is because we wanted him to start some businesses in our village so that we can control him. He came from Harare, and we didn't want him to go and start the businesses there in Harare. We wanted him as close as possible because we were fighting for my sister to have something, even if it meant that later on in life they were going to go their separate ways. We wanted our sister to benefit from this relationship. But the mistake that we did, Brother Nashi, was that when my sister started dating this man, we sat with her down and we said, you know that you were once married? And she said, yes. You have children. Now that you are now staying with this man, do not give him a child. Do you understand that you are not supposed to give him a child before he gives you some money and start a business for me and your brothers, as well as renovating your mom's house? You are only supposed to give him a child after you have spent a lot of his money. So after we had planted all of these poisonous words into my sister's heart, she held on to those poisonous words and the seed kept on growing. The thing, Brother Nash, is that God was not a fool when God said that a woman is supposed to be submissive towards her husband, because it is in the nature of a woman to be submissive towards her husband. The moment that I used all of these prayers, the ones that are not so holy, towards my brother-in-law, he was more like a fool now. He was someone that was unable to control my sister. The moment that my little sister started seeing that her boyfriend was unable to control her, she was the one who was now controlling him. She was like the man of the house. She started to do whatever she wanted. What she will do is that we knew everything that was going on, but we decided to keep it as a secret. They were staying in Mpumalanga. This sister of mine, she had a boyfriend that was there in Joburg. She would travel to Joburg without telling her boyfriend where she would have gone to. Then my in-law will call me and he will be crying, and my in-law will be saying, I do not even know where your sister is. Then we will comfort him. We kept on comforting him, even though we knew that my little sister was cheating on this guy. When we tried to speak with my little sister, and I said, you know that I gave you this charm. This charm, when I gave you, it was a favor because I didn't want this man to sleep with you and dump you. Please do not take advantage of this man. This man loves you, and you have to know at all the times that this man, the way that he loves you, it is not a natural love. If you keep on hurting him, something is bad is going to happen to him, because the spirit of love is the one that is possessing him. He cannot control his emotions. But my little sister was very stubborn. She kept on cheating and cheating. Whenever the guy would be gone to work, my little sister would just steal some money from the house and go and visit her boyfriend there in Joburg. Then my little sister stole a lot of money from this guy. They were raising a lot of money. Then my little sister took the money and ran away. She came back home. When she came back home, she was loaded. She had a lot of groceries. That was when my in-law, who was left in South Africa, called me. He was crying and he was like, I do not know what your sister wants me to do. I love her with all of my heart. I have spent a lot of money on her, but still, she keeps on doing all of these things to me. I do not know what am I supposed to do. It was late at night when this guy called me. I then said, wait, let us speak tomorrow because it is already late. I have heard that she is there in the village with Mama. I will go there tomorrow and I will speak with your wife. Worry not, go to sleep, my in-law, for this is your wife. When I had gone to sleep, my little sister, I don't know what entered into her heart. I don't know what kind of a spirit. She then took one of these other pictures that she had taken with her boyfriend who was there in Joburg. She then changed the profile picture and she just put that profile picture which was of her and her boyfriend. When this boyfriend of hers, this one who was under the possession of the spirit of love, whom she had given that love charm, saw this picture, this man, Brother Nashi, at that time, I think that he just felt hopeless. This man then took a rope after he had taken a rope. I am sure that the spirit of death was the one that was possessing him now. And then he just hanged himself. And my little sister, the next morning, he didn't even bother to check up on this man whom she had stolen all of her money and dumped in such a cruel way. Later on, that was when my sister received the bad news. She was told by the neighbors, who were her neighbors there in South Africa, that her boyfriend, her man, had hanged himself. When the relatives of this guy started communicating with my sister, she just deleted her WhatsApp and changed her number. From that day, we never communicated with the relatives anymore. But this makes me to feel really guilty. Even when I want to pray, I can't even pray because of the guilt that will come over my soul. I ask for forgiveness for all the things that I did. And whenever I think about my brother-in-law, I blame myself. I should have never given my little sister all of these charms, because at that time, I thought that she was looking for love. With her desperate situation, I thought that she was going to love this man. We used this charm on this man because we didn't want this man to hurt my little sister. But in the end, my little sister turned out to be the evil one. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by our brother, and that was a narration of that story.